Oke guys, kita kembali lagi di MPL Filipina, pertarungan antara Omega melawan Tensi guys ya, di game pertama. Oke, kita lihat dari segi hero nya guys, apa yang menarik. Wah, minta Diggie Bruno ya Omega.
Give the pressure to all of the members of Smart Omega whenever there are rotations. It has
Permainan
to be
Diggie Bruno
pristine,
dari
it has to be very precise.
Kelra dan Caknu ya.
There's a whole deal more damage to
Caknu
cages
yang
into
main
Kelra. It's a Bruno. I feel like
Diggie.
it should have pretty solid hits, but the Iksha is AoE. So
And it's funny too because
dari segi kostum emblem assassin ya Bruno. Exia juga emblem assassin guys. Wah, Diggie-nya emblem assassin, cok.
I guess the past 2 weeks since she's been picked up, it hasn't been
Wow.
long of the season where
Di
she's
emblem assassin.
And it's also a trend
Lihat
wherein
guys ya bagaimana permainan Diggie Bruno dari Filipina.
they could hang on in like the early moments of the matchup because again they already predetermined that the pressure is gonna come from all parts of the map, specifically in the gold lane where the damage
Tergila di sini mencoba untuk dipress oleh dua player dari Omega. Flicker begitu saja digunakan. Pick up yang begitu cepat dari Lancelot NZ. Turtle pertama. Kedua jungler dari kedua tim di area dekat Turtle. Emangkang oleh TNC guys ya. Pelot. Penalty zone, 1 point kill. Itu sama ya. Pun Tergila juga harus di take dong guys ya.
But it was the perfect time because the penalty zone was already committed. No flicker for Ajay to get away out of that situation. So aside from the fact that they didn't get the first turtle of the game,
Matnya dapat kill loh, tapi di take down juga ya.
So with that quantum charge, it's really gonna help
Guyo.
well in this match.
And a little milestone here. Congratulations to Max, vintage Max. He surpassed Hate an all-time kill leaderboard in MPLPH with 732 kills.
Number 12.
Masih aman di early game. Wah, sini di area mid lane. Ovarian bertemu dengan Valentina.
I feel like a lot of the times too, he just needs to get to that point, right? And when you have a hold on, okay.
Ryota quite low here. Ajay playing with fire a little bit as well. You can
Sama-sama tipis guys ya di area top lane. Dari Tergila berhadapan dengan Edit.
Again, with Max holding this Novaria pick, I think it's great for them, especially in the later portion of the game. But as we could see, this is the case, guys. This is the trend. TNC usually has a pretty good lead for the early to mid-game transition, right? As they have already now, 2,000 gold ahead, which is kind of surprising that they managed to do this just this quickly, right? But can they maintain that? Can they hold on to it and continue throughout the game? I think that's always the big point.
Masih imbang guys ya untuk permainan early game ini, walaupun dari segi gol bisa kita lihat di sini perbedaan ya beda tipis lah, beda 1000 guys. Bruno ini Kelra mencoba untuk maksimal mungkin mendapatkan gol turret. Turtle kedua guys ya dimulai. Penalty zone tepat mengenai kepada Martis. Sepertinya turtle kedua diberikan play guys ya pada tim TNZ. Tergila di sana mencoba untuk menzonin dari Edit seorang Yota. Wah, dirus cok merahnya. Wah, dicuri kah? Dicuri guys ya. Nice kill. Makro dari Lancelot King Kong.
This is the reason why you have to respect King Kong when he uses these mechanical heroes, right?
Wah.
By the way, you guys were
Bruno
talking about how smart Omega is gonna take control in this one, but again,
dari
they've done
segi
a pretty good
emblem
job in taking care of
semuanya
Kelra. He has
sudah
already built up a
mengamankan
hazard
sepatu.
loss that could help him sustain a little bit more in terms of this team fights. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Ixia has already built up the corrosion scythe for extra basic attack damage, and we're starting to see a little bit more pressure onto the bot lane.
Semuanya
There's so many action
spill ini
happening
guys ya,
in
spill
the top
flicker
side
semua
where
loh
Turtle is
dari
there.
kedua
Actually,
tim.
little to no action because Matt's not even
Selain
contesting. It has
daripada
much only kill
yang
and death
mereka
that we've seen
masing-masing
is
loh.
from both XP laners from Smart Omega and TNC Pro Team. So those little things, especially with a vision, is gonna come in handy in the
Diggie
middle
Bruno,
moments of the game where they're
kedudukan
gonna start to
gol
have
di sini
damage, and that's the timing
semakin
that Smart Omega will be waiting for.
Again,
yang
that's the
jauh
thing,
guys
you
ya,
know,
udah
I
beda
really wanted to see Matt
2000
test some of these
diunggul oleh
turtle fights
TNZ
and everything
walaupun
like
perbedaan
that.
kill
If
masih.
they end up giving the third one away
Di
as
sana
well,
King
over to
Kong mencoba
TNC,
untuk melakukan
that just makes
objective
things a little
turret
bit
dan
harder,
berhasil
of course, for
mendapatkan
Smart
motor
Omega,
turret guys
especially
ya di
when we
area
get
top lane
towards that first
dengan
Lord,
Lancelotnya.
second Lord, contention,
Cukup
right? That's gonna be
objektif ya
troublesome.
permainan
You don't want to
dari
just continue to
TNZ
let
ini.
things go away, but also Matt needs the support of his team here
Apple
as
bab,
well, right? He needs to
coba
be
untuk
able to find
dirusuh,
those openings, those angles that
tapi
he's looking for. And
Matt
this
masih
is
punya
one of the things
retri
I'm
untuk
saying, you know, what
mengamankan
Chak knew, a player like
Apple
Chak
bab.
knew, okay? That was a penalty zone going out,
Wah,
but
dicuri
when
lagi ya
Chak News plays the
orange
Diggie,
babnya
oh,
sama
Diggie
Lancelot.
right now, who is low.
Diggie lasit loh.
Scary.
Uh,
Wave of the world, almost taken out.
flicker di
Oh, yo, you're a little low. A lot of flickers
flickernya
being used
so
by TNC here.
Max on the
OMG, they're
oh
feeling it. They're feeling
nggak
it. They
kena
will
loh
have control.
Valentinanya,
Logan's coming over, but
secuil
you
lagi
know
guys ya.
Omega got the better of that one.
Turtle
they get the turtle,
untuk
that's great. Smart Omega finding
Omega
a little bit of hope, a little bit of a win here.
masih
They
bisa
still
loh
have
lolos
quite a bit of a gold
dari
lead
Goyo.
to work through though.
First step was for Matt to use his
Wah,
retribution, which they became successful. Aside from
bisa
that
di sini
penalty
mencoba
zone.
untuk
Next
menzonin
up,
Bruno
they forced
dari
King Kong onto the top side to use his
Kelra.
retribution as well. So there were no retributions available for both of the junglers. Omega wanted
Wah,
the
5 pemain dari TNC datang guys ya.
Well, talking about rushing it right now, it's gonna be King Kong.
Wah,
Rushing
dipukul
these kills.
balik,
He can
Cok.
dive in. He's got some moves.
Double
He's got
kill
the
untuk
next
Goyo.
move.
Wait a
Got some
minute.
puncture damage. That
Satu
King Kong
kill
with
lagi
4 kills than I can count
untuk
right now. That
King
I
Kong.
thought he would have gotten. TNC
Wah.
clapping back hard.
Wow, King Kong and the rest of the boys coming through
Ada apa
right
nih
there.
guys dengan
Now
meta
gonna be
Bruno
getting
dari
another
Omega?
turret here. So whatever
Another
hope
one.
Smart Omega found a little bit ago, plus that turtle,
Cukup
has now been
objektif
diminished.
dari
It's gone.
pemain-pemain TNC
The
dari
assault
segi
continues,
objektif
especially
turret.
the mid lane.
He's not playing around.
Linear
as
turret
this
dari
is
area
also secured.
bottom lane udah
Ignores
nggak ada
the
guys ya
summon so
dari
that he doesn't need
Omega.
to go back into the base to heal. He just,
Auto
you know,
turret di area mid
goes
juga
away
udah
from the fight,
hancur.
and he's already starting to regenerate his life, and that's gonna help TNC in terms
Dari
of that
segi
continuous
kill
rotation and
diunggul
pressure
oleh
they want
TNC guys ya
to
untuk sementara
showcase
dengan
the side of
perbedaan
Smart Omega, because
4-1.
as we start to see now, it's
Dari
Kelra
segi gol
and
wah
Chakno,
kan
you know,
jauh
this
guys
is
ya,
very unusual.
ke
Chakno
5.000
will do
loh.
a bunch of damage, but just because he has that
Terus dulu
Diggie,
pak.
it's really the name of the game.
Hands, right?
Oke,
Because
welcome
Omega
back
can't
guys,
find
kita
anything.
lanjut.
Chak News in the back trying to keep Kelra
Perbedaan
safe.
gol yang
Who's
cukup
gonna be the one initiating for you? You're just
Yeah.
gonna
berselisih
constantly
jauh.
responding to TNC.
Essentially, the draft actually
4
boiled down
pemain
just
dari
for
Omega di sini berada di area bottom lane.
the sole initiator here.
Matchup
Atau
also starting to
melakukan
become a problem
turret.
for Smart Omega.
Langsung
Even though
mendapatkan
they
untuk
got,
turret
you
dari
know,
top lane
they got
dari
a turret,
TNZ.
but again, it's gonna be
Tapi
tricky
dari
because
sisi TNZ
Tergila,
juga melakukan
already started by
push
here
turret
as
guys ya
Red
di
Not
area
Armor,
top
which is
lane
gonna
dan berhasil
decrease
mendapatkan
the amount of extra physical damage that will be received by that hero. So
turret
it's a
yang
good
dari
counter to the Martis. Even the Edith's not gonna have much of a problem. So
Omega.
although he
Part
is
pertama
yet to buy a magic defense item aside
udah
from the
mulai
boots, just to sustain the primal wrath that will be given by the
dicolek
marksman.
oleh
That's the worry
TNZ.
thing, the worrisome thing here as well is the fact that, you know, for TNC
Inner
they
turret
have
dari
two
ini
pretty much
dari
beefy boys to work
Yeah.
around
Omega
that
udah hancur
Minotaur,
loh area top
obviously
lane
the
sama
Tergila
bottom
as
lane-nya
well,
guys
but
ya.
also as you can see, right, if Goyo continues to take the primal wrath
Terlalu
from Edith,
objektif
that's
sih
just
di
another
ini.
added, you know, bonus to this lineup here as they battled out for this first Lord.
Knock up.
Matt's going
Martis
straight for the
mencoba
Lord
masuk
here. Oh my god, that was
lah.
actually pretty close, but in the end, TNC cleans it up.
Langsung
2 kills on the
hilang
Lord
guys ya, 2
for
pemain
none.
dari
Basically a tower here for
Omega.
Not the best
Plus
of trades
dapat
right now.
lore.
Yup, they've managed to get a consolation prize though.
Tapi di sini
They'll
bisa
take whatever
kita
they can
lihat
get with
dari
the
Bruno,
turret
dari
down
Kelra
bot, and also
dan
in the
Diggie
future for
dari
Kelra.
Chakno
So
mencoba untuk
this is
melakukan push
basically
dari
the Kelra bank. This is the
bottom
bank
lane
of
dari
barangay that they have to
TNC,
take care
berhasil
of at this
mendapatkan
point,
inner
because
turret
all of the damage potential is on to Kelra. He's managed to secure a bunch of
dan
turrets
outer turret
here,
dari mid
but
dari
because
TNZ
TNC
udah
has
nggak ada
gotten
guys ya.
so many
Hilang berhasil
objectives
di
that they
push.
got in from the start of this game. It builds
Wah,
up to
harusnya Omega
7.7k gold.
ngedev
Something
habis-habisan
that
dulu ini guys ya.
Smart Omega has had difficulty in terms of handling, and one thing that they've had
Mana lagi,
difficulty in
Cok?
trying to handle, it's King Kong.
Udah
Just because
6-1
they
loh
don't have
di
any
menit
other
10.
crowd control aside from the
Dan
Earth
perbedaan
Shatter,
gol cukup
and the
jauh
first
ya.
time that is brought about by both the Diggie and the
8.000 guys ya.
So hard to catch him.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, let's say, I mean, even given the
King Kong
situation
di sini
TNC's in,
mencoba
a lot of the
untuk
teams have
memancing
trouble
Martis
controlling the
dari
king
mat.
of the jungle, right? I mean, the king of the
Lord
apes
dari
there, King
area
Kong, and
top
now the
lane
assault from the top
memukul
side goes
turret
through. TNC
di
knocking on the
untuk
base.
base turret
Very
dari
difficult right now.
Omega.
Kelra's positioned well, already popped. The
Sakit
wind of
Ixianya.
nature, that tower's going down for
Base turret
sure.
hancur guys ya di area
TNC
top
here,
lane
can
dari
they get
Omega.
more? Tomax making sure that TNC are punished even a little
Wah,
bit
wah,
for
wah,
their
wah.
transgressions. But right now, it seems like
Ada
TNC
apa
is
ini
not
dengan
slowing
meta
down
Diggie Bruno
anytime
dari
soon.
Omega,
These
Cok?
bombs just not making the impact we think they
Linear
should
turret.
be making from the Shaq
Masih
Mamba.
Enchanted
belum ada
Talisman has been
minion
brought
untuk
here by
TNC.
Shaq Mamba, but just because the Minotaur is there, who
Yeah.
already has the 5 assists, whenever he just presses his second
Wah,
skill,
Ixianya udah ngamanin ini
anyone
guys ya.
beside him is
Ngamanin
gonna get
pistol
healed. So that
dan
already,
Valentinanya udah
you know,
ngamanin kristal ya.
removes the threat of having the Diggie on your side, because you would expect that unless it's like 4
Ini air
bombs
turret
consecutively
dari Omega
launched
sudah
into
hancur di
just
area mid
one
lane
player,
juga.
then that is
Wah,
something that
tinggal sisa 2
Bendix
base
is gonna
turret
have a
guys
little
ya.
bit
Dari
more
segi itu
difficulty
bisa
in
kita
trying to
lihat.
heal, because he only has
Oh,
one,
Brunonya
but
udah ada
there
UN.
goes the Echo.
Here we go. Some
Brunonya
pure
kaya
damage.
sih guys.
King Kong's going
Being
in and
thrown
out,
off
dude.
here by Omega. And their lineup is definitely pure damage, right?
Tapi
No CC
lebih
means
berdominasi
everyone
dari
wants to go damage supposedly.
kill.
So I guess
Lebih
they're
ke
making
ini ya,
on the
lebih ke
time
Valentinanya ya.
where Matt and
Di Goyo
Indomax
guys ya.
and Kelra can kinda just
Pintar
kill people
ngambil lasit
immediately
loh.
with their normal attacks, but
Lah,
again, very difficult to pull
tembok.
off even with a decimate.
Pain
So
pak.
Indomax has his work cut out here. Normally he's the guy that everyone hunts down so that
Yeah.
Kelra can shine, but that's not a factor here because Indomax is way out back right now.
Yeah, he needs,
Sebenarnya
plenty of
bisa sih
time
guys
here.
ya.
Once
Kalau
again,
misalnya
this is what we always talk about. Omega
jangan
timers,
sampai aja
right?
Brunonya
They found
keculik.
themselves in this similar situation multiple times
Harusnya
throughout the regular season
high
and
ground
seasons
kalau
past.
Diggie Bruno
And
kuat
usually
sih
at
guys
this point,
untuk
you're
bertahan.
probably thinking, all right, well, they probably need about, I would say, 5 to 8 minutes, right, to really be where they
Apalagi
need
kalau
to be.
misalnya
Because
sampai
now that TNC has garnered themselves
gamenya dibawa ke
nearly,
late game
you know,
loh.
9,000, almost
Real,
10,000
Cok.
gold
Bruno.
lead, they're obviously playing like they have
Lord
nothing
kedua
to lose.
sudah mulai
That's
dicolek oleh
exactly
King
what
Kong.
their key to victory was, and they're
Panselotnya.
going for it here. So now
NOD
with
diamankan
S12
oleh
up here,
Diggie dari
Smart
Cakno.
Omega might want to go ahead and just get information. They might try to pull something amazing
Ini
off.
untuk
but
siapa
we
sih
know that they're
NOD-nya?
quite split up as
Untuk
well.
Tergila ya?
So the
Untuk
numbers
klan
are
C.
not in their favor, but you got to keep an eye on here, the Lord Dance, as well as the bottom side of the map as they go for it.
Begitu saja dan mudah didapatkan oleh Lancelot.
Right
Okay.
now, Matt tried really
Bapak
hard
Lor.
to get in range. To
Karena Tergila ngezonin pemain-pemain atau jungler dari Omega.
Already starting to sound bad or look bad for the side of Smart Omega, because they're banking on the damage output.
Oke, Bapak Lord berjalan melewati area top lane guys ya, yang sudah tidak memiliki turret sama sekali. Ya. Tergila cukup besar guys ya.
With a full barrage, and the Lord is already here.
Yeah,
Wah,
watch out for
ngedep
Instant
habis-habisan,
Fury. He's
Cok,
gonna be
ini
the
Omega.
biggest damage dealer in this game for sure. Although right now King Kong,
Pistol dan mangkal Lancelot guys ya dengan Athena. Nice. Wah, sakit Ixianya guys ya. Unstoppable untuk Goyo.
Oh, wait, Kelra.
Harusnya masih bisa sih guys. Sayang lu Diggie-nya dipaksain udah.
They're gonna go for it. I think
Harusnya
they
masih
might
bisa
try to
guys
end
ya.
it. Kelra and Max, can they defend it here?
Ah, nggak ada juga. Super minion sisain di area top lane.
Yeah, that's a very bare base here for Omega.
Bisa guys ya.
Fully exposed
Bisa
base.
Cok.
Oh, wait.
Combos coming in. Damage is real.
Bruno high ground
Kelra
defense-nya
can
kuat
stay
ya.
alive. He's not afraid of
Tapi
King
sayang
Kong
aja
right
karena
now.
ini guys ya. Wah,
Filipino Savage is
Kelra.
making sure that you know who he is.
gue bilang Cok,
Okay, that was a
jangan
play,
sampai Bruno aja
but
tag dong ya guys ya.
they got some work to do.
They got a lot
Yeah,
of work to do.
Great play.
Damage-nya
That's a lot of
ngeri,
work
Pak.
to do.
Great decision, but what can they do with that?
Hey, it's a start. It's a
Wow.
start. Like, you get to use the flicker, you get a
Last
shutdown
item guys ya
kickoff,
untuk
and
Bruno.
it's a best case
OTW.
scenario if you're the Bruno at this point, because that just boosted up your gold to get Demon Hunter's sword and get a full-on item that you could release
Ya,
your
udah full
arsenal,
sih.
just kick some balls, and unleash
Saya nggak
hell
bikin
on the
ini
side of
guys ya.
TNC, but can they do just that?
Gak bisa
Kick some
bikin
balls.
Kick some balls.
PON.
That's all you gotta do.
Gak perlu sih
Apparently,
karena juga
that's
backup
what it
dari
comes
Minonya
down to.
He's
But
doing it right
kuat,
now.
Cok.
I'm gonna remind you guys
Susah
what
untuk
we said about
ngincar
TNC and
Yeah.
their
apa X
story,
ya
their
kalau
trend. This is
yang
the
backup
battle
Mino.
of two personalities. And TNC usually has a massive lead like they have.
Backup Mino
for the
sama
majority of the
Tergila
game,
sih,
and then for
wow.
some reason, they just
Ulti
can't
dari
finish
Xia
the
bisa
job.
bebas guys
I
ya.
don't know what it is.
Dude, this is like the yin and yang of early and late game.
That's true though. That's true.
Oke, 2 kill
There's
berhasil
so
diamankan
many
oleh
things you
Kelra
have
guys
to
ya,
worry
yang
about,
Bruno ya.
Even when TNC's heroes are
Bisa,
very good in
Cok,
terms of the
bisa.
late game, there's something about the late game
Bruno
that
sekarang
Omega likes
itu
so
bah,
much. I don't know what it is, but
apa ya,
it's where the
yang lagi
Mamba mentality
meta-metanya
kicks
sih.
in. It's where the Chuck Mamba surprise, where he can't make surprises with this hero as of the moment just because it's
Kalau
here, but
menurut gua guys
maybe
ya,
he can
mending
save- he
jangan
can
ngorbanin
surprise his
Diggie
teammates
dah.
to save them when they need it the most.
Well, I actually know why they love
Lebih
that
mending
late
kayak
game.
semacam Warnya itu
Backs against the wall, more support for the
variannya
swing
loh
back.
yang
That's
diincar
exactly how
atau
Omega
kayak yang
plays.
ter-take
They're
down
showing
terus
it right
Diggie dengan
now.
Bruno bisa free gitu kan.
Gonna be crucial here. Matt getting poked down a
Yang
little
ketiga
bit.
guys ya,
Gotta
sudah
be
mulai
careful
di
about
sini.
this too, because if you get whittled
Wah,
down too
Amat di sini
much,
cukup sekarat
you're
guys
gonna
ya.
be forced back, right? You're gonna be forced in a defensive position once again. And I think still, even given the situation, they're still at the whims here of TNC and their initiation, their momentum that they still
Bruno
have.
aman
It
guys,
was once
ada
again a great
flicker.
play earlier on that
Nah,
defense.
untuk dari
Yes,
jangkauan
Omega
Tergila
has
dengan
got some more
Lancelot
time. You know that Kelra's
bisa
online
dengan
now.
adanya
He's got a
flicker
little
dari
defense as well. But
Bruno.
they still have to take care of him. They still have to keep him alive because he's their main point of damage.
Yeah.
At 2 Max as well can poke down the best he can.
Flicker
Got
in.
to.
Oh,
Shaka with a flicker.
di Allen
Oh my
kah?
goodness, Ajay is going to be the main target here, but he's able to make it out alive. That's a
Hampir
lot of
guys ya,
resources
flicker
being
dari Tergila udah hilang loh.
trying to take out a very beefy
Goyo.
boy.
Wah Goyo, ngapain kau di sana? Nggak ada yang Goyo. Edit hilang guys ya, Mega kill didapatkan oleh ya. Brunonya sakit ya. Dipukul balik guys ya. Dipukul balik. Kill spree guys ya untuk Kelra. Itu dipukul balik bos. Double kill. Kelra. Udah gua bilang
Where
cok.
was that dude?
Diggie Bruno ngeri bos kalau sampai lewat ke late game. Jangan sampai Bruno nanti aja yang ter-take dong guys ya.
They wanna make sure that the damage is gonna be felt
Bisa
by the
comeback
rest of
ini
the members
guys.
of TNC Pro
Penting
Team.
Bruno
And
nggak
again,
ke-take dong cok.
it was a chain or a domino effect. Etamax releases the Astral Echo so that, you know, the Worldie is gonna catch all of the other members, especially when they're leaned on together. The
Harusnya
buy
dari
or
pemain
the
TNC
item that
udah
was
kena
won
mental
by,
guys ya dengan
Shaknu, which is the,
damage ini,
necklace
damage
of the
Bruno
rest,
cok.
also gonna help
Serius,
them
nggak ada yang
in,
berani
you know,
kontes.
alleviating the pressure coming in from
Apalagi
the generation
nih
of the
5
mid
versus
floor. So
4
they're
loh.
now in control.
Oh, here comes the full barrage though.
Oh,
Good
wait.
damage coming in from TNC.
Wah, siapa yang dapat ulah didapat oleh Matt guys ya.
Matt gets the retry. My
Back cok,
goodness.
back.
Little by little.
Wah,
Smart
comeback
Omega
ini
has
guys ya,
found what they needed.
comeback.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Look, it's almost 19 minutes.
Wait,
It's that
Panik
time.
gak
two
TNC
heroes
ini?
are down though.
Two heroes are down.
Panik lah, masa enggak.
That's not gonna be easy. So this Lord is actually just gonna equalize the battlefield a little bit here.
Oh man, I mean they're gonna clear it pretty easy at this point. This is an easy,
Oke,
easy
tapi
lemon
lore-nya
squeeze
di
item here for the side of
nggak,
TNC
dia
that
masih
very
muda guys ya.
well
Tuh,
deal damage in later
walaupun udah
portions,
lot
but
ketiga
now
tapi
they wanna go for
posisi.
the base.
Straight for the base here. Ajay with the penalty
Diggie.
zone. Not gonna be able to slow down Chap.
Oh,
Slow guys ya.
Yeah, the
Dipaksa
minions
kah?
might be
Dipaksa
way
kah?
too much. Benfing's tanking up everything he
Cok,
can.
Bruno
Back on the
bertahan.
field. Oh my
Nah,
goodness.
Lancelot bisa hilang ini guys ya.
But he hits the Earth Scatter and Benfing
Wah, kena
makes
3 pak.
everyone jump.
Ulti
But
dari
he will be
Unstoppable dari Kelra. God, like dia dapat
goodness.
double kill. Wixnya hilang guys ya.
This guy. Goyo. Tried to tragedy. He has
Pukul
to
balik
back
cok.
out.
Kejar.
Man, oh man.
Jai.
Here comes Omega. This is the Omega we know.
Kelra
Ya
is
ampun.
just him. I'm just telling you right
comeback
now.
guys ya.
He's not supposed to be in front.
Dari segi walaupun dari segi gol guys masih
Like,
udah
what's
imbang
it? He's
58
using the
58.
Claude. He's using the Bruno as the Claude. Just go in the front line and then back away. He doesn't even have a BMI. He just
Bisa-bisa
takes
di end
ball
guys ya.
and is kicking them straight at TNC Pro
Sianya
Team. Now
16
Innocent and Ben
detik ya.
things are down. No
Lor
settler,
masih
no
lama sih.
main damage
Wah,
dealer,
bisa-bisa
and
di
they
end
wanna
guys
go
ya.
for the reverse.
Terus nanti
From a 7K to a 0K gold lead, bro. My goodness,
Dipaksa kah?
look at that.
And they're finally leading, I think.
Dari Omega terbang.
Wow,
They're finally
Nggak
again.
mau ngambil risiko ya.
9,000, almost
Ya,
the
aman.
10,000 at one point. Gold lead from
Sampai
TNC
Bruno
has
yang
now
keculik.
been annihilated. And that's also another key
PON
item being picked up here
hasil
from
dengan
Kelra. He's now got the
Bruno.
win.
Wah, udah nangkil cok
He's
Kelranya.
defensively and offensively what he needs. He relies on
Wah,
rest here.
gacor udah
So this
17k
could
ya
be once again
dari golnya.
where
Udah jual sepatu guys.
themselves for the next Lord fight in less than a minute away. Kelra is going to be fully buffed up and ready to go. And it's TNC's
gacor
job
habis
to
sih.
figure it out. Like, how do they get
Siapa
to
coba
Kelra?
yang bisa
Or do they
nahan
try
damage
something
dari Bruno
different?
ini?
The base once again by
Mino
far
aja
for
tembus
Smart
loh.
Omega is fully exposed, right? They could try to put some pressure somewhere else, or are they in the forced position to just stay together for all these team fights here, Hans?
I mean, look at that, right?
Kurang
Hans
dari
doesn't even feel
20
much
detik
damage.
guys ya.
He's
Lor
the
yang
second to the
keempat
last
akan
in the
muncul.
total damage dealt for the side of both teams.
Tapi
Even Smart
momentum
Omega
tadi
and
sih
TNC Pro Team
bisa
combined.
dibilang
So it's really up
yang
to
berperan
Kelra at this
juga
point. All
ini
he
ya.
needs to do is to just secure a
Retri dari
more
Mat
objective. So
yang
positioning
begitu
is
on
gonna be
point
key.
yang
He
berhasil
doesn't have,
mendapatkan
or he actually bought an
lor ketiga
immortality
guys
as
ya.
very own item, something that he didn't have
Tapi Bruno-nya
before
langsung
all of the
ini
Lord
loh,
fights
langsung
even
pukul
started.
Mino
So
loh.
now he has extra
Dan
insurance.
tembus
He
damage-nya
can
bos.
continue to contest a little bit more in terms of the objectives, but again,
Lor keempat
TNC
sudah
Pro
mulai
Team
dicolek.
needs to find Kelra. In any
Wah,
possible
King Kong di sini
scenario,
nggak ada
they
ini
have
guys
to
ya,
stop
nggak ada
Kelra.
immortal, jadi
Kelra is the main
harusnya sih
point of
lebih
damage and the main source of
lebih
pressure
safe
for the
sih.
side of Smart Omega. No or
Yang
flicker available.
berbeda dengan Mat
Quantum
yang masih
Charge is
memiliki
already there
ini
to
ya,
speed
mortal.
him up in this fight. And Chakno has done a magnificent job. We're starting to see a little bit more flexibility because all he needs to do.
Wah, langsung di allen guys ya.
Oh man, Ajay, I think already
Trislanya,
is gonna be in
Trislanya,
trouble here. Not gonna be overreacting. No use of the flicker
Tapi
right now.
sama-sama
Full barrage
sakit sih
already
dengan X ya.
activated as well. Etomax looking for Ajay. Not gonna be hitting home.
Variannya
For the meantime,
mau
four
mencuri
deaths
ini
will
guys ya, last hit
show.
dari
We
Trisla.
know how crucial this
masih
Lord's going to be here, right? Yes, TNC
tidak
still holds on to
mengenai.
a couple of those base turrets, but they've got to respect it now. Smart Omega fully where they need to be in terms of itemization, and you can see the difference as well.
Dua bar darah dari Lord sudah mulai terkuras. Mat di sini dengan immortalnya masih strong untuk menjadi garda terdepan dari pasukan Omega. Siapakah yang akan menjadi pemilik bapak Lord yang keempat ya? Variannya ngapain terlalu jauh kah? Variannya lah kok naik guys ya?
Etomax is away though. So they're gonna reset.
Lagi di reset kembali.
Alright, so right now it is gonna be Etomax joining the fray.
Tapi sebenarnya sih damage dari X yang nggak kalah guys ya dari Bruno.
Oh wait, Innocent taking the damage though. That's gonna hurt because you don't want the gold laner. He's supposed to be at the back.
That's right.
Terjadi drama Lord di sini. Nah, lihat guys ya, damage dari Bruno. Mino aja loh. Wah. Oh, King Kong. King Kong.
Oh wait.
Lah. Loko. Gini guys.
Wow, we didn't get to see that off the camera there, but Ryota went down. They were holding the Lord together, so it didn't
Ryota
reset.
kecuri guys
So
ya.
this is going to be TNC securing this Lord here, almost sniped away, but they managed to get it.
Props to Ajay for starting that.
Waduh,
team
nggak
fight
jadi
because
comeback
he
dong.
managed to land a penalty zone that went onto the 4 members, forced Chakno to use the Time's Journey, and then from there, they started wreaking havoc to the side of the barangay. Even
Jadi
when
comeback
Etomax
dong.
used the barangay CCTV, aka the Astral Echo, to check them all out, it didn't really pan out
Damage
as
dari
much
Xia nggak kalah guys
because
dari
there were
Bruno.
no other members. And
Serius.
Ryota was also cut out of the
Selama
process. Fortunately for them, it's
ultinya
gonna be
itu
15
pas
seconds
gitu.
before Ryota's gonna be
Nah, semua
alive
pemain
and the
dari
Lord
Omega.
is just gonna be in time for them to defend. Although TNC has the brunt of the damage on their side, is it possible for Omega to still defend
Apalagi
with 1.4k gold lead ahead?
ulti dari Xia kan damage
It's really
ya
tanky
guys ya.
though, so they're gonna be
Yeah.
able to sustain out of these astral recalls.
Bapak lord keempat berjalan melewati area mid lane. Apakah di sini Diggie Bruno masih bisa untuk mempertahankan turret? Turret terakhir dari Omega. Wow, Lancelotnya langsung ke belakang guys ya.
Very early times journey here by Chaknu. Matt goes down. Ryota will probably
We're
do
done.
so as well.
Ah,
Lord is out.
kuat guys ya, kuat cok.
Omega can go. Where will they follow?
Kuat Diggie Bruno itu untuk backgroundnya untuk nahan.
So that was a good
Ini Lord
situation
keempat
for the
loh.
side of Omega, because Kelra, he entrusted the Lord to the rest of his teammates to just take care of it as much as possible.
He
And then
didn't
Kelra
over
tries to
micro.
tries to go
Yeah.
for the
Masih
other
berlanjut
on
guys
the
ya.
bottom side,
Masih
and then
bisa
lends to help so that there's
ditahankan
no
oleh
minions on the rest of the map for the side of TNC
pasukan dari
Pro Team.
Omega.
It also helped
Walaupun
when
udah
Elmax was
best
dealing
turret
out
udah
damage
habis
with
ya.
the astral recalls continuously so that the pressure is going to be felt
Tinggal
by
turret
the
yang
side
terakhir
of
guys.
TNC Pro Team. It was a very good try, but again TNC needs to finish this game by hook or by
Apa nggak
crook,
lebih
if I
baik
should
guys
say.
ya menurut kalian Bruno pakai mortal aja ya? Soalnya Lancelotnya pasti ngedes ke belakang cok. Pasti incarnya ke Bruno. Sedangkan pemain-pemain lini depan dari Omega nggak ada yang terlalu strong sih untuk nahan damage dari ini Xia.
And it's a combination of a couple things. It's TNC really trying their best, but at the same time, just amazing defense potential from Smart Omega, which we have seen.
Wah, udah mau masuk ke menit 26 guys ya. Perbedaan gol ya sekarang diunggul oleh Omega loh. 1K. Wah, Xia udah tukar ini guys ya. Xia-nya bikin mortal loh. Terus bikin ganti item bikin jadi WWN. Harusnya Xia-nya udah susah di take down sih. Lagian yang bisa ngedes ke belakang pun siapa cowok? Artis aja belum sampai udah hilang. Dimana lagi di backup sama ini ya, sama Natal yang pasif healingnya cukup lumayan tinggi untuk di early game, udah di late game. No, misi dananya udah tinggi guys ya. Kalau udah late game.
The damage output that the side of TNC Pro Team has, because they're taking a look at a Lancelot that has endless battle
Lord kelima.
could sustain fights a little bit faster. Plus an Xia that already has the Trinity.
Udah setengah darah dari Lord udah terkuras dan dicolek oleh King Kong dengan Lancelotnya di sini. Goyonya belum ter-take down sama sekali guys ya. Udah 704 loh. Amankan 7 kill.
Look at the bottom part of the map. They want to go hard.
They're looking for innocent.
What's the
though.
call gonna be?
Wah, ngapain cok Bruno-nya?
Oh, they haven't found innocent.
Full vision is here. Oh,
Ketahuan guys ya, ketahuan kalau pemain dari ini
TNC knows. They know they have the numbers.
They're trying to rush it.
Here we go.
Try to rush it. Full barrage is in.
Oh,
Matt got it. Matt got it. And the push is happening.
gila sih dari Mat
Oh
cok.
my goodness.
Goyo's back though.
Terus Bruno dapat ini guys ya, di bawah dapat best turret dari
Oh man,
Tensi loh.
that's a lord.
Oh, the base though.
The base.
They're still
Lah dipukul
fighting.
balik loh.
Kelra's still alive.
Lancelot
goes down.
wah.
Oh, flicker by Ajay.
It's Chakno. It's Chakno and Kelra against the Phoenix Army.
This is crazy.
I can't believe what I'm seeing.
This is crazy. It's an
Xianya di blok guys ya.
There we
Uh.
go. Ajay, that is not really going to make much of a difference right now, though. They're able to defend at least for the meantime. Everyone from TNC's
Retri dari Mat ngeri sih.
They're alive. I think they're gonna
Bisa
go ahead and
diinggah.
clear this lord up quite
Wah,
quickly.
wah.
Ooh, that hurts.
Kalian lihat guys ya,
I mean, at
damage
this
dari
point,
Xia.
because of the cooldown talent that
Sama-sama
Chakno
kuat
has
sih
brought up,
Grom bertahannya dari
they're
kedua
starting
ini.
to have time's journey every 12 seconds.
Oh
That's how
Insane.
fast he's getting. All right, that's insane coming in from Chakno. And this has been the problem all this time. Like
Gila
we
si
haven't
retri dari
seen
Martin.
much of the flexibility coming in from Chakno, but we're starting to see it now. He's the personal bodyguard, the
masuk.
personal assistant of Kelra in this
Personal
match.
assistant.
Right, you just have to give it at this
Cantik
point.
guys ya.
Matt started off with a wonderful retribution.
Sebenarnya
pick.
sih
It
karena
doesn't
ini
matter if you don't get the very
kemungkinan
first
besar
sword,
karena
AKA
konsentrasi
what
dari
Midnight
King Kong
said.
loh
The
terpecah
most
sama
important thing is for you to get the most
kelihatannya
recent sword,
Kelra sama
exchange
Bruno di
items
area
At the very
bottom
least,
lane
that was mission
yang
failed
nge-push
successfully.
Yeah.
They got
Yeah.
something for
sampai
it, right? So
lore-nya
Oh man,
Dari
and with
referee
that whole
dari
situation, you
King
saw
Kong
the win probability now
ini ya,
highly in favor, of course,
kalah cok
of Smart
sama
Omega.
Watt
At this
sama
point,
Watt
the 30
sama
plus
Mat.
minute mark, it comes down to those minor things like that, right? Where there was actually pressure being put by Smart Omega, and I was hoping that TNC would do that earlier, like minutes
Wah,
ago.
sudah
even before the
30
previous
menit
word,
loh.
thinking, man, you've already got the base fully
Brr,
exposed
sih.
to Smart Omega.
Wow.
Why don't you guys put some pressure on the side lanes or at least force Smart Omega to respond to it,
it's
right?
like they're always in the
Menit,
mid,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, they're always clumped up together, and they're not taking that chance basically for that.
But that's the benefit of their lineup. They have the Minotaur, so they kind of don't have another choice because in terms of rotation, they're not really in the lead just because they have the Tergila.
Yeah.
And in addition to what you've
Mat.
mentioned, Etomax can easily go from one
Mundur,
to
Mat.
another because
Mat.
he can cross borders,
Mat.
literally go
Oh,
through walls,
oh.
make sure that the Astral Recall is gonna be there. But
It's
Oh.
another
Kickoff's gonna
mission.
be the
Oh,
choice.
It's another
Lancelotnya.
Oh my goodness, they are trying to pull down King Kong.
Oh,
King Kong's so squishy
King
against Kelra.
Kong, goodbye.
No, not like this.
Astaga.
Wow, decisive from Smart
Ngapain,
Omega.
cok?
Taking out the
Wow.
jungler of TNC all
Lord
at the
yang
perfect
ke-6 guys
timing.
ya.
This is now going to be a lord for theirs to take TNC.
King
goodness.
Kong.
Gonna be forced to
Waduh,
defend
1
the
menit
Lord
lebih
base.
loh.
Barangay report, threat has been neutralized.
Kau
Really?
ngapain,
Threat
Kong?
Threat has been neutralized,
Anjas.
and the threat
Was.
of the barangay, the suspect, if we should say, is gonna be none
Astaga,
other than the
King
dude
Kong,
that you see on
King
your
Kong.
screens right now. And they're in
Apa
tandem.
the range
nggak jadi
It's
Kong aja,
the range
Kong
squad,
King.
bro. Etomax just clearly clearing out the waves,
Curi,
and he's
guys,
been the
ya.
guy. They've managed to change a little bit in terms of roles. Like
Aduh.
usually you want to have the
Pasti
X-laners
Xianya
clearing the other
bilang,
side,
wah
clearing the dead
gimana
lane.
ngetif
But
lagi
it's
nih.
Etomax because he's faster in terms
Lore-nya
of
udah
rotation, and the
baja ini,
wilderness
Cok.
dressing helps him to go from
Jai.
one lane to another whenever he crosses the river. And now, Smart Omega, they're looking to finish this game.
32 minutes, bro.
Iya loh, momen
32
penting loh
minutes
padahal.
here. Lord now going to go in.
Ngapain?
AJ.
Oh, beautiful intro by Ben.
Udah,
Beans. There's
langsung
full
di
barrage, but
Indonesia.
no, Rihanna
King
goes for the
Kong,
finish.
King
It's an
Kong.
Omega win.
Cuma kesalahan, aduh.
Tried so hard
King
and
Kongnya
got so far,
kecuali
but in
guys
the
ya.
end, Omega
Uh.
got it.
And this winning moment is brought to you by our official sponsor, FWD Life
Oh, drama yang
Insurance.
begitu panjang.
What
Berhasil
a
dimenangkan oleh
game.
Omega guys ya,
A back and
dengan
forth
epic
30 plus
comeback
minutes.
tergila
And the Barangay come
lawan
out on
Tengzi.
top.